Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Caitlin from Caitlin Plans, and today I'm going to be doing some social media planning setup. This is actually going to be a two-part video. If you watched my Franken planning video on this planner, there's two separate parts of it. There's one for my more general social media planning, and then there's one for my Etsy shop. And today I'm going to be doing the more general social media planning portion of that. So just kind of setting up for the year, but also setting up for January. There's going to be a little bit of decorating in here, a little bit of talking about how I'm using the different layouts, and essentially just getting this ready to move into January 1st. Or actually, I think it starts December 27th, the first spread. Yep, December 27th. So we've got a little bit of time to get this done, but I want to start by doing the social media portion, and then tomorrow's video will be the Etsy planning setup as well. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into this. I have an idea of where everything is going. And to make it super pretty, I have this bright type sticker book, which is my favorite thing from the last Happy Planner release. I already used this to plan out my January monthly in my catch-all, but that video won't go live until the 25th. So there are some stickers missing, and you're going to be like, why are there stickers missing? It's a brand new book. It's because I'm filming things out of order. So using the bright type sticker book to do the decorating for your monthly calendar, currently page, that kind of thing. This is what the currently pages look like in this planner. And I should mention that this is the Bold and Blush dashboard planner that I'm using for my more general social media planning. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into this. So the very first piece of setup that I want to do is by taking this gray mild liner. Love my gray mild liners. I would like to extend a huge thank you to my planner friend M, who told me that they're available in open stock at Michael's, so you can get individual gray mild liners, which is good because I've been using my last one until it ran dry. So I have a few more of them now, and this one's brand new. The first thing I'm going to do is go through this year at a glance, where it has the months and then all the individual days listed out vertically. I really do like this for social media planning, not so much in my catch-all. I don't really use it over there. If anything, I use it for marking birthdays because it's kind of helpful to have all the birthdays in one place. But in my social media planner, I'm using it for an analytic overview. And what I like to do is highlight the first day of the month. So this first Saturday, this first Tuesday, and then go through and mark all the Mondays as well. So I can show you what I'm doing. So starting with the first of the month, and then all of the Mondays in that month. And what I'm doing is on those days, I'll write down where I'm standing analytic wise for, this one's going to be Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. So I like to write down follower counts or whatever, just to get a general sense of what's working, what's not working, and trends over time. So I'm going to go ahead and just highlight all of these days using this mild liner. This is a pretty new mild liner, so I'm worried it's going to bleed through a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of bleeding through a bit, but I think it'll be fine in the end. Although I'm going to switch to my really old one that will not bleed through because it's kind of dried out. So we're going to go ahead and just highlight everything, and I'll be back in a second. And I'm not doing the last day in the month because the first day will have the same numbers essentially. Although these months end on Mondays, so I'm having them highlighted, and then I'll have to check in the following Tuesday, but that's fine. Not a big deal. Okay, so I did this portion of it. I have a few more pages of this to go, so I'm going to do April through June, and then July through December as well, just to get set up for the whole year. I only have 6 months on the discs in this planner, but having this all highlighted will just be nice in case I choose to reuse these pages for my next social media planner that I'll pick up in July. So a little bit more highlighting. I also went ahead and highlighted the very last day of the year. I feel that's another critical marking point. So the 31st of December is also going to get highlighted. In the case where the month starts on a Monday, August starts on a Monday, I'm just going to write it once, so I'm not doing the first and all the Mondays. It's just both of those things at once. So I think that's a pretty logical system for me. I've been doing this for 3 years now, with analytics, or at least 3 planners worth of analytics. So we have all the mild liner marking done. So this part of the planner is finished. The next thing I'm going to set up is my January currently page. So popping this off of the discs. And I'm thinking, because it has these 3 different boxes over here, I'm going to do one for each like platform that I'm on. So I'm using those boxes for like goal planning. If you remember my video from earlier this month, there's been a lot of videos this month where I set up my 2022 social media goals. I'll flip to it right now to show you where that's at. Let's see, 2022 goals. So I set goals for all of these different little categories, and I want to use the currently page in the planner to keep track of like what kind of goal progress I'm doing during the month. There's things on that goal sheet where it's things that need to be tended to each month. So like something like my YouTube goal of doing 1 collab video each month. That's something that I need to check off each month. So it makes sense that I would have a place for it on this page. And then there's things like that I'm making progress towards. In this case, like setting up my website for my Etsy shop, which is a work in progress, and I'll talk about that more when I do the Etsy planner, but I'm going to put that goal over there. But like things that I'm making progress on will also go in here. So like, I don't know what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to think of a goal that is something that won't get checked off during January, but I'm making progress towards it. Like, I'm not going to write like reach 10K followers in January because I know that's not obtainable. That's something that I'm working towards, but it's also like not something that needs to be like marked down for January. So that's not something I would put on this page, but something like, I don't know, like, again, like getting the website up and running, like that's something that's a work in progress. So I would put that on this page if I was including that on this page. I hope that made sense. So I have little checklists for all the goals over here, and then I'll do a little bit more decorating in the center of the page. I'm gonna use it for like analytics in part. So like those monthly check-ins, so beginning and end of the month, analytic kind of things. We got all smiles down here. I just love the lettering in this book. It is so fun with all those little serif, like swirlies. I do like the little confetti sticker, so I'll find a way to work that in as well. This is going to be my year of not hoarding stickers. I say that to myself every year, but, oh, the train's going by. I am going to make a conscious effort to use the stickers while I have them so that they don't get overshadowed by newer, shinier stickers. Okay, there's a little wrinkle in this and a train going by, so I'm going to fix this and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I think we're good on train noises for now. As for boxes for like analytic check-ins, I don't know if I need boxes. I could use some of these little headers and then save my colorful boxes for when I'm actually making catch-all spreads with this, because I do want to have like those functional boxes for that. And it would be fun to make the analytic things match the color coordination that I have going on over here. So I could kind of divide it out and do like this and then not have to title this box. So if I put like Instagram here, I know everything to this line is Instagram. I think that's a good system for me. And then I'll do yellow for YouTube. We've got some alliteration. They both start with Y. Okay, and then the last one is this beautiful sage green color that I can never get enough of. And that's going to be TikTok. And while there is a large quote in my like section for that, I'll still have enough writing room. Like, that's not a huge issue. Going ahead to just title all of these, and I'll be back in a second. Those are all titled. I do feel like this little confetti sticker is kind of just hanging out in the corner alone, so I'm gonna find something that I can put on top of it. I'm looking for like a fun shape that has like some kind of words on it. That's the idea I have in my mind. Flowers, probably not for this one. I used a lot of flowers in my monthly spread. This is kind of what I was thinking when I was saying shape with words on it. I mean, there's circles, that's a shape. We've got get it done, so important, happy notes, all the ideas. I don't know if any of these necessarily apply to what I'm doing here. Let me flip through the rest of the book just to make sure that that's the best option. All the ideas is good. because this is kind of just like a brain dump page of ideas. Although, does that just look weird to have like a random circle hanging out there? In my mind, I was thinking like a hexagon or something, but I don't have any hexagons in this book. So we'll leave it at that for now. I'm gonna go ahead and fill out the goals portion of this. So the first thing that I have under Instagram, and that's something that I wanted to be like working on this year, is doing one collab video each month. It's a goal that I had last year that kind of fell off the rails by the end of the year, but I'm picking it up again. I don't know who I'm going to be doing a collab video with. If you're someone who has a YouTube channel or someone who has a favorite YouTuber that they'd like me to like reach out to and try to do a collab with, would love to hear your thoughts on that. But I'm going to put that in the first bullet point under Instagram. In a similar vein, another one of my 2022 social media goals was doing one video with my face in it each month. I know that's like a weird clunky wording of that, but like I'm thinking like the Q&A video that I have coming up later this month, like something in that vein where I'm just like sitting down and talking to the camera versus you just seeing disembodied hands. So that's going to be another thing that I'm going to put on January that I'd be able to like hopefully check off by the end of the month. My major Instagram goal was 15 minutes each day for comments and DMs, so that's going to go in this category as well. And then I think I'm going to carry that over into the YouTube section too, because YouTube comments are another thing that I need to catch up on. Because YouTube doesn't have like a DM feature, which is another thing in and of itself. And then the comments aren't like to the same level that my Instagram account is. I think I'm gonna say like 5 minutes each day for YouTube, and that should be enough to like get everyone answered, hopefully. And if not, I can like roll it over into the next day's 5 minutes. So a total of 20 minutes a day for comments. That sounds like a doable goal for me. I'm an idiot. I put all of my YouTube goals up in my Instagram section. Well, that's something that I would do. It's gonna be difficult for me to like white all of this out and rewrite it. So the best way I'm thinking is just to swap the headers. So Instagram will now be in the yellow section and YouTube will be in the pink section. And I'm tempted to get different stickers to make them match again, like replacing this one with a pink YouTube header and this one with a yellow Instagram header. But I don't know if that's too much work. It doesn't look that ugly, so we'll keep it like that. And then the only adjustment that I need to do now is just removing that little 1 in 15 with some whiteout. And then I don't have DMs on YouTube, so just get rid of that. Okay, that worked out surprisingly well. So we've got all the YouTube goals up there, and now we're going to think about Instagram. Got to remove that 5 because it's too close to the checklist. And now I'm going to rewrite my 15 minutes goal down here. I don't have any other like Instagram goals in my mind. The other thing that I'm trying to do on YouTube this month is posting 4 videos a week. So that's going to be my last little bullet point over here. I think the other thing that I want to do is be able to post like 1 or 2 reels, like the Instagram version of TikTok a week. Just because those things like are so good for the algorithm. Because obviously Instagram is trying to be TikTok right now, and we all know it, and we don't like it. But if you want to keep up with like the social media game, you gotta embrace it. And I'm already producing content for TikTok, so it's not like super difficult for me just to like re-download the video from like my editing app and then post it on Instagram. Make a little caption or whatever. So I'm gonna start pretty ambitious with this goal. I'm gonna say 2 reels a week. And I say 2 because I want to be able to post 3 times a week on TikTok, and one of those being like a TikTok exclusive video. So that's gonna go down here. I don't have any other goals for these 2, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. And then the last thing that I need to do with this sheet is mark out like a starting and ending place for like analytic stuff. So the subscribers I have on YouTube at the beginning of the month versus the end of the month number. And I'm just going to use like my gray mild liner and just draw like a bar. We'll do that. And then below it, a few lines. I'll just do another one. in between them, a little arrow. So we know there's some kind of change going on there. And then I don't know what else needs to be in these sections, but that's kind of like what I'm thinking for like tracking analytics. I'm trying to make them all the same length, but I am no bullet journaler. My spatial reasoning skills are way too out of whack to be a bullet journaler. I have no concept of like evenly spaced, and I feel like if you're someone who has to like draw things in a very set way, oh, I intersected that quote. It's fine, not a big deal. If you're someone who needs to like pay attention to the spacing of things down to like, oh come on Caitlin, down to like very specific little boxes, I'm bound to mess that up. So we've got that. I'm just gonna take the mild liner off the quote because otherwise it's gonna smear on the page across from it. I'm gonna balance out the quote at the bottom with one of these, and I'm picking this one that says, just living my very authentic life. My word for last year, my one little word of the year was authenticity, and I've been trying to do so on my social media platforms. So this is a nice little reminder that that's still something that I'm like keeping in mind when I'm posting videos. Not that I need to like be reminded like be authentic. I don't think I have like a terribly hard time with that, but it's a nice little reminder up here, just up at the top of the page. I'm trying to like make this less awkward, that little confetti sticker. Maybe like a smaller version of it down here would kind of help like even it out if there are more of them in this sticker book. I also have the big like sticker pad, the one with like the jumbo quotes in it, and I know there's a few over there, and I think they're much larger than that confetti sticker I've already placed. But I don't want to like get into that unless I absolutely have to. We've got this one, except it's stars instead of like sparkles. I know that's like a really absurd reason not to use that sticker, but that's something that's just gonna stick out to me. Okay. I have the larger bright type sticker pad, and they're also stars, not sparkles. And then I saw another one that I was like, oh, maybe that'll work. And it is just gold stars. So I guess we have to make that the only one of the sparkles, but having the gold foiling will kind of help. I think the other one that I'm looking at in the regular sized value pack stickers, yeah, it's not foiled. So this will hopefully tie everything together. I'm just gonna put it up into that goal section in Instagram, because if I don't have anything there now, I don't want to overburden myself by leaving a whole lot of extra space and then just like making goals on the fly. I want these to be like goals that I've actually thought about before the month begins. So cutting the edge of that. Okay, I feel like the stars and the sparkles work all right together. I have this last little tail that I could theoretically place over here to kind of bring the two together, or even like down here. We'll do it over here by this all smiles quote, because it's a little bit more decorative down here at this end of the page. Cutting little scrap. And because it has one gold foiled star on it, we cannot let it go to waste. It needs to make an appearance somewhere. And that'll just be like down here at the edge of the page. Fabulous. So we have the currently page set up for January. And now we can move on to the next step of the planner setup. The next step of the planner setup being the like monthly calendar. So I made my catch-all calendar, like the monthly spread, using these stickers as well. So it's going to be a little bit of a repeat from that, but it could be fun to make a match. We've got just a nice blank calendar right here. I'm going to go ahead and pop this off of the discs. And if you watched my, oh, you haven't watched it, it's not even live yet, but my planner spread, my monthly spread for January and my catch-all, I made use of these Alicia Michelle 2022 stickers, and I just didn't know where these would work in that spread, but if I'm doing like the same thing in here, I could use those. So we've got 2022 and Happy New Year's which for January that's appropriate, and I wouldn't be able to use them in any like future spreads because once we get past that first week of January, I don't think I'm going to be making like New Year's themed spreads, so we'll keep it at that. And what I do with this calendar is mark out my YouTube schedule. So I'm going to be hopefully posting 4 videos a week in 2022. I'm starting this off strong with a Happy New Year's in the sidebar, and then I'll even that out with the 2022 over here, like around the 29th. I did a pink and like sage green color palettes in my catch-all monthly, so I'm going to do the same color palette here. At the bottom of the sidebar, we're starting with Color Your World with Kind Words. I made use of a lot of the like sage green outlined florals, as you can see, but I'm going to try something a little bit differently by going with the pink outlined florals so that I'll still have some of the sage green ones left. I'm looking at these ones. So I'm going to just kind of space these out through the days that aren't monthly boxes for January, like the December overflow days, if you will. And what I did in my monthly spread for my catch-all, without like giving away too many spoilers, is I essentially just went across the top of the spread with them. So I'm bumping them down a little bit in this one just to kind of fill this out. I love the style of these daisies. I think they're so cute. I'm gonna need to like cut one in half to make it fit over here though. And it won't even be in half. I just need like a little sliver of it. So we'll kind of split this daisy between the Tuesday and Wednesday boxes. I think the spacing is fine for that. Although this one could use to just go a little bit more to the left. Give it a little bit more breathing room. So we've got that so far. I'm going to continue through Friday before we hit the 1st of January. And even though I'll be using this planner for that like first week, like starting on the 27th, I do want this calendar just to be my January calendar. I have the rest of the monthly YouTube video spread in my last social media planner. So let's see, got this. I need one more sticker, and I might need to crop this one as well, just to make it fit within the confines of that box. So let's do this one right here. And this is going back in the sticker book for the next time that I use these stickers. And we're off to a good start. I can't really balance it out at the bottom because we're in one of those months where it does 2 days on one box, just because that's when it started. So I can't like put like a row of them down here because I need some functional space. But I'm gonna go ahead and highlight the days that I want to post YouTube videos on. So my normal YouTube posting schedule has been Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. And I've been like thinking about like which day I want to put that 4th video on. And I'm thinking Mondays make the most sense for me. I was originally gravitating towards Saturday, but then I realized that if I did Saturday, it would be videos Friday, Saturday, Sunday in a row. And while that doesn't really bother me, I feel like I'd like them a little bit more evenly spaced. So I'm going to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm just going to go and highlight the numbers of those boxes, and then I'll figure out like what videos are going where later. If you have something that you'd like to see in my January schedule, let me know down in the comments below, because I'm always looking for fun video ideas that I can make. And also I just like interacting with you and making content that you want to see. So just highlighting all of these, and I'll be back in a second. We're gonna get into like handwriting traffic jam territory down here on the 23rd, 24th, 30th, 31st, because I have videos on all 4 of those days, so it's gonna be 4 videos in 2 boxes, but I will make it work. So that's what I have for like highlighting. I feel like the sidebar might need a little bit more. And because I don't have anything on the 29th, I'm going to put this 2022 over here. Should I layer it with some flowers to bring the flowers down to the bottom of the spread? I feel like that would be a good way to do things. So I've got these. And there is a little bit of pink in the lettering, like surrounding the 20. So I'm going to layer like some florals underneath this. And I'm just pre-layering things to make it a little bit easier on myself. We'll do like one up here. I feel like that's a pretty good looking arrangement. And it's not going to take up like a crazy amount of space on days that I actually need to write on. The only one that it's really intersecting is the 28th. And because it is a Friday, that's normally when I do like a social media plan with me. So it's not like I have a super long title that I'm going to need to write there as well. I'm thinking Mondays are going to be like my flexible video day or even a daily. So I have been using Wednesday as kind of like my flexible video day. Yeah, I'll post like academic planner spreads on Wednesdays. That's typically when they fall to. Fridays are normally social media, and then not Mondays. Sundays are normally catch-all spreads. So I'm like trying to figure out what I'm going to do with that extra video day. And I think it's either going to be like daily planning or like a collab of some sort or like that one face video a month. Just a little bit more flex space to keep things nice and movable in the social media calendar. I want to use this last little speck of the pink sticker that's stuck on the scissors. Okay, let's see. This is not going to fit in here very well, so that's just going to go back in the book for now. And then I'll take this last little petal and put it there. Okay, we got a nice little corner section going on. It does need a little bit more green, so I'm going to take this one. It says, one kind word can change someone's day. I think that's fun. It doesn't necessarily pertain to like what videos are going on these days, but I'm going to put it down here just to bring some more green to this half of the spread. And while it is like a simple spread, it's going to get written on quite a bit. So I'm going to keep it like this. And then I think I'm going to write my top 3 most viewed videos. That was a little redundant, but my top 3 videos in that sidebar. What can we use? Maybe some little page flags like this could be fun. So I could do like pink and green for that. I don't normally decorate these spreads, so I'm thinking this is going to be something new to my like 2022 planner setup. It makes me feel a little bit more motivated to plan in them if I know there's pretty stickers on here and that I will put them to waste if I don't write in the spread. So we're going to keep it like as an option to decorate monthly spreads in 2022 in this planner. And I'm just like numbering these. Although I should probably list out like what these are for. Because without that, they're just numbers floating in the sidebar. I'm going to bump everything down a box and then pick out like a little header sticker to go above them to write most viewed. I'd like the pink color to match, so I'm using another one of these. I just love the shape of these little boxes. They're so good for all sorts of purposes. Labeling things in your daily, sectioning things out, making lists underneath them. They're just like a good titling box. So this is going to be most viewed. And I think the very last thing I want to do as part of my monthly setup is by taking some white out and just removing all of these little headers before we get into actually planning in these spreads. So I know for a matter of fact, I'm not going to be using them. I do like the fact that this is not a shaded box. I think that's like my favorite thing about this planner. I don't want to remove the bullet points just yet because I'm not sure if I'm ever going to want those, but I know I'm not going to want those headers. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove these off of all of the weekly spreads, and I'll be back in a second. Alrighty, those are all whited out and good to go for January. I like the idea of being able to start the week with like a nice neutral slate, so having these done ahead of time will just kind of save some time when I'm doing the Plan With Me videos for these. And also it's just like, it just looks nice and aesthetically pleasing to have them out of the picture. So we've got that done, and I think that's the last thing on my social media setup video for today. Tomorrow is going to be the setup of my Etsy planner, which is a monthly like dashboard, not a dashboard, like a monthly kind of layout. So it's going to be a little bit of a different setup than this, and I'm going to be talking about like how I'm arranging stuff for my Etsy shop. This is not evenly spaced. So I'm going to be talking about like how I'm arranging stuff for like maintaining a business versus this, which is just like planning for like YouTube and Instagram content. So tune in tomorrow for that. I'm also going to be using a different sticker book than this one, so it'll be like a different kind of theme. I'm thinking Biz Babe, which, you know, it's an Etsy planner. That kind of makes sense to have those two paired together, but I think it'll be like more fun to do two different sticker books for a monthly setup. I mean, it doesn't need to be like cohesive between the two pieces of the planner because they're, in theory, two separate planners. So we're doing bold type for today, sorry, bright type. I'm still like in the mind space of like that TV show that's on Hulu that I see every time, like in my recommendations, like bold type. I think it's about like the Cosmopolitan editors. Regardless, the book is called Bright Type, and I'm gonna call it good on my setup for today. I am looking forward to jumping into this in January, but also like December 27th, so a little bit sooner than that. I hope this helped you in like figuring out your own planner setup for like a social media planner if you're using one, or like maybe gave you some ideas about like how to start social media planning. I really do like having a separate planner for my social media because it gets to be like a job in and of itself, even though it's like not a job for me, it's more of a hobby. Anyway, so this is my January 2022 setup. I am happy with the way it turned out, and I think it's going to be nice and functional for what I need to do with it. Looking good on this goal setting page. We got all the mild lining done, like some whiteout. Nice fun setup video where I'm able to get things up and running for the new year. If you liked this video, hit that like button down below. You can also subscribe to my channel for more fun planner related content, and follow me on Instagram at Caitlin Plans, where I share after the pen photos as well as photos of spreads that did not get videos. Thanks for watching and happy planning.